After arriving in the Not Formians camp underground, the crew was taken to an elderly Shirin who was tending to a clutch of eggs belonging to their captors. After a fireside chat about the way things are, it seemed like what the Not Formians need is some help. The next morning, you were all going to reconvene with everyone and get the ball rolling, but the night has worn on, even though you're underground. So Lemon took first watch after having some words of suspicion around this entire ordeal with Tally, which I really liked. As a side note, that was a real fun moment for me. So Lemon, you took the first watch. Nothing happened. Fortinbras and Koof took the second watch and let you rest. And we're just going to push ahead a few hours. And everyone wakes up mechanically refreshed.
I feel so good now.
Good. I don't... The exact sleeping positions isn't entirely important, but all of you waking up, if you look around, you see idly munching on yet more prepared sea serpent. Kodai, the elderly Shirin, is already up and tending to the eggs. And I didn't do a very good job of painting the picture of this little cavern you were all holed up in, but it's about 15 by 20 feet, about 10 feet high. There was a small crackling campfire still going. What they're using for fuel, no one has deduced yet. Hey, that's kind of a play on words. That's for later. The eggs are about 2 feet tall or 2 feet long and a ruddy brown and arranged around the fire. And judging by the way Kodai is moving around, he seems to have a system in place to provide optimal incubation. Looking around, you see that you have more roommates. A pair of elderly Yosoki lay embracing each other, speaking softly to each other in Akatonian. On the other side of the fire, a disheveled young human male sits up, definitely in need of a shower. He groans as he stands up. Outside the little chamber you all rested in, groups of the smaller Not Formians are milling around back and forth, already starting their day. And a pair of middle-sized insectoid aliens, the kind of medium version of this, are flanking a grizzled Vlaka speaking to Fortinbras.
What is a Vlaka exactly?
A Vlaka is an anthropomorphic dog boy.
Oh, okay.
Or the dog race.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, more closely wolf race. Carol, how about you fill the listeners and players in on a little more about the Vlaka?
I don't know anything about him, so don't ask me.
Okay, that's fine. All right,
I mean,
DJ, I like to share. I want to share, lore info dump things. Like Vlaka are a fairly common race. They're not as popular as the Shirins or humans, but you see them around. DJ, you want to give us a little info dump?
I actually don't know that much.
Yeah,
They are a species of canine humanoids from Lajok, a cold, doomed planet in the past.
Thank you, Eric. That's exactly right. They stand standard humanoid size, typically kind of husky, Siberian or otherwise. I haven't gone like, this one has a pug face, because I'm not that evil. But they can be whatever dog race. If anyone wants to make one, that's fine. One of the key things about them, and I don't know what shoonies are. Is that some weeb shit? Pug people from... Oh, really? Okay, so they can't be pugs. Thank you. So these are more of I don't know how to... Not flat-faced dog races. So more wolf than dog. How about that? Maybe the Shoonies are fair. Around. So the Vlaka are from the vast world of Lajok, as Eric so expertly pronounced. Their world is in dire straits, so they've sent out people to appeal to the Pact Worlds and other civilizations, societies, about helping them find a new home. A biological neat thing about the Vlaka, and you can clearly see on this one's if anyone were to look over at him, they typically are either born blind or born deaf, and mechanically they are given senses to kind of compensate for that. But you look over, and this one has a bit of a white fur going on, really disheveled. But you can see that their eyes are milky white as they are having a discussion in front of you all.
I'm just gonna listen, kind of eavesdrop.
What are they discussing?
Yeah, what are they saying?
Yep, yeah. You're in a cavern, acoustic sort of thing, and you just hear them. More or less, Fortinbras is filling this Vlaka in, who you'll know from the notes as Gustavo, the captain of this little expedition. And Fortinbras is just discussing. You can hear him talk about your arrival on the planet, how he got the jump on you, and you all discussed what was going on, the journey down to the journey down to this little cave system, and Gustavo's looking intently, not really adding much to the conversation, but he looks over and sees that he has a bit of an audience.
How?
What's that?
Like 30 seconds ago, you said he was blind.
Yeah.
No, he was talking about how they grow up.
This one's blind.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Fair
you said he
enough.
has milky white eyes, and then you said that he looks
Fair.
over and sees he has an audience.
Fair.
Suspicious, Don.
I know.
Son of a bitch.
Must be
So-
telepathic or something.
Well, the blind ones have blind sense smell. The deaf ones have blind sense vibration. I don't have the stat block right in front of me. So, welcome, my friends. I am Captain Gustavo Rumer.
Good morning.
Yes.
I am Tally. This one here is Lemon, Brasha, and Akim. That is us. We just got here last night.
Yes, I was tending to urgent matters with the Hive Mother. Fortinbras was telling me of your journey, and I thank you all for making your way to this planet. However interrupted it may be, the Hive Mother has sent me collect you to speak to you personally, where she can speak on her missteps. Are you all rested? Do you need anything?
That? Enough.
Coffee. Please tell me, for the love of God, you have coffee.
This is a good point.
Let me just check one tiny thing that's a 0 level spell that technomancers have.
Make coffee.
Token spell, basically.
Create, destroy coffee.
Token spell. No. At this,
You could
Fortinbras.
make something taste like coffee.
Yeah,
I'd
that's
go with
fine.
destroy coffee. Destroy coffee. I'm good with that.
Right. So Fortinbras goes over to there were kind of earthen stoneware cups and bowls from the delicious meal of spore paste and seared serpent. Takes one of the bowls of water. You see a holy symbol of Triune glow on the chest of Fortinbras, and suddenly the strong smell of a delicious dark roast of coffee fills the cavern.
Oh,
I don't know coffee.
That smells so wonderful. Where is it? Where is it?
Even the Vlaka could help you find it, because it's very strong, because otherwise it was kind of a musty, dank cavern before. But he passes around bowls. He pours the contents. And Brasha, you going to take a sip?
Sip is a strong term, but yes. He will definitely drink.
By the way, it's that brewed. It's the eel that's brewed.
Ugh. That's fine.
It's
As
not-
long as it
it's-
tastes like coffee.
Yeah, it just tastes like coffee. You know what? And he casts energy ray on one of the bowls, so it's hot as well.
You know,
I think
at the
token spell can heat
mention,
it too.
It does. I know. I was just looking at the spell list at the same time. I just thought it was goofy. So yeah, you anyone that wants it.
hold
Mhm.
on. At the
Please.
mention of the maybe being eels, and after a conversation last night
Mhm.
about my suspicions about the food,
Mhm.
I kind of look at it again. I'm like, maybe I'll. I look at it, see if it looks like there's
No.
ground up
You
serpent in it.
Yeah, no. You straight up saw Fortinbras walk over to a bowl of water, and you saw him
Okay.
cast his magic. Yeah, there is no eel in this. There is
Okay, then
eel
I will.
aplenty.
I will gratefully
Okay.
start drinking.
Okay. The elderly Sheeran is just going to town on it. It's like jerk. He's just like idly eating it as he'll shift an egg 90 degrees, take a few steps back, tweak it another 15, and he's completely absorbed in this. He's not really paying attention to all of this. The the Isoki pair, smelling it, you see their little rat folk noses go up, and they come over, grabby hands at the ready, and they think Fortinbras and go back to a corner to themselves. Akim, I haven't heard much from you. Are you partaking in the morning beverage?
He was probably pretty fine up until the Vlaka came in and was like, "I'm taking you to the brood mother," and then he probably
Hive mother.
or hive mother, sorry, and was probably kind of started acting. He's not very good at deceiving, so he probably started acting a little funny, and he's just like making sure his back to the wall constantly. He'll have food, but he's not talking a lot.
Okay, cool. That's fine. That's totally fair. Lemon, how about you? Haven't heard much from you yet.
Lemon will not partake in the coffee. Actually,
Okay.
Can token spell make food?
No.
I think it performs simple magic things. Minor changes once cast enables you to perform simple magic effects for an hour. Minor and severe limitations slowly lift items, alter items, the coloring, cleaning, soiling, cooling, warming, and flavoring of them. You can create small objects, but they look artificial and are extremely fragile. They can't be used as tools or weapons, and they can illuminate an object to shed dim light.
Well, that's up to you. I'm just asking.
It
I just read it.
It can't
Yeah.
take the powers of higher level spells, which create food and drink.
Is there a create food and drink? I've never seen it actually in Starfinder.
Nope.
That's a
Not yet.
Although I can look that up.
Paizo, what are you doing?
Control F, food. No, there's not a food spell. But there's you don't have to eat the serpent if you don't want to. There were rations brought down with you, and I kind of hand wave some things like rations. So there is stuff to eat that's not serpent if anyone is leery about it.
I mean,
There's no create food or water.
Vegan. Not vegetarian, but it's vegan.
That's correct. Unless they were harvesting it off of living spores, sentient spores.
Well,
maybe there's a spore race down here, and they're grinding it up like Toad from what's that?
Well, yeah, I guess.
God.
Lemon will actually forego any food at this time.
Okay.
He's not opposed to fasting a little bit.
You know what? That was the thing I was going to ask you about, because I knew you spoke in our Carol DJ Don episode where we talked about your characters that he does observe fasting. So cool. That's good. I'm not that kind of guy that's going to give you penalties. I feel like people can skip a meal. I know I could. I don't know why I'm insulting myself.
Well, Lemon will ask the individual's name again. What did he introduce himself as again?
Gustavo Rumer, Captain.
Gustavo. Captain Gustavo. Okay, so Captain Rumer. Captain Rumer. I am honored to meet you. I am assuming you were the captain that landed the ship on this planet and began the expedition.
I am the captain of the ship, but... And he points at his face, not the pilot. Fortinbras over there was our pilot. He did the landing. But yes, I headed the expedition. And he puts his hand out to shake.
I will shake it. Okay. And while I'm looking at him, I would like to just get a general read of his health. Like,
sure, yeah.
How does he appear?
He appears to be a little frazzled. Give me, just a cursory look over. He's genial. He doesn't seem to be malnourished or mistreated. He has no obvious wounds on him.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. He's just kind of even keel at this moment.
Whoa. Well, it's hard to gauge his mental state, obviously, since I've just started speaking with him.
Mm-hmm. Unless he had that feat or whatever.
Yeah. Let's see. Medicine is a 25.
Oh, he looks fine. The kind of flyaway hair. He hasn't bathed. None of them have really bathed in a while. He doesn't seem to be holding any part of his body in any sort of damaged way. He seems to be physically fit.
Okay. I will ask him, Captain Ramirez. That was right? Ramirez. Rumere. Sorry. Rumere. What were you discussing with the Hive Mother?
Well, she is the one orchestrating all of this. I'm a bit of a go-between. I'm not really fitted to do some of the work that's also being done, but I've been in connection with her, and we've been exchanging. Information. They are a far-removed species. They do not know of our packed worlds, nor the Vescarium, nor any sentient life forms that I am aware of.
Yes, it was sounding like they were quite isolated.
Yes. She can give you all more information, but I simply gave her basic rundown of the packed worlds, our mission, my people's mission, and we've bonded a bit over that.
See. And you have been treated well, and your people have been treated well?
Yes. She can go into more detail, but these people are used to a much more lax sense of identity. So the suggestion spells that were cast, the mind altering, is a faux pas, but it was regrettable.
I would like to do a sense motive on that.
Sure.
Oh no! That's going to be a total of 17. Ugh.
Okay. He is being very diplomatic right now. 17. That's about all you can get from it. You don't get any. He's not concealing anything, but he is definitely being choosing his words as neutrally as possible.
Mm-hmm. I see. Well, yes. I'm sure that we would all like to meet this Hive Mother and understand the situation better.
And if there is any concern as to being mistreated further, she simply needs our help. These people need our help to protect themselves. Once we have been given every assurance that once we have finished, we will be requested to leave the planet, but left entirely unharmed.
All right, then. Well, when you are ready, And when we are all ready, and I'll look at the others imbibing whatever they're imbibing, I believe we can go see her.
Okay.
I take out the little hip flask that I carry, and I pour a little in the coffee.
Perfect. I love it.
Like whatever the equivalent of Irish coffee is.
I feel like it's something Acatonian.
It's called alcoholic coffee.
That's what?
Wow.
So
okay, well, we won't get sued by any brands for that, so thanks for that, DJ. Koof and Sig have been sitting. They've, like I said last episode, Koof, and I'm going to keep saying this because it's like I hope I'm getting it across. Koof fucking hates Sig. So wherever Sig is, you know that Koof is as far as reasonably away from him as possible. They're both looking at them, at all of you. Koof, little, grumpy ass face, is sitting there. He still has a weapon. Sig was not allowed to bring a weapon down with him, so Sig looks a little more fearful than you've seen him in the last few days. But they are both still here, and I don't want anyone to be overlooked. But yeah, Gustavo will start heading out, and the two medium-sized not-formians head out, following closely behind. Is there anything anyone wants to do before we push on?
Do the what are they, hobgoblins? Do they drink coffee? Do they drink the coffee?
Koof drinks it like he's doing a keg stand. Sig Sig is kind of savoring the warmth of it a bit more, but he does drink it.
Okay, then.
Okay.
I was just curious.
No, that's good. Thank you. Please feel free. I definitely don't want to be the guy that completely ignores the other bodies that are all following you. So please feel free to interject with anything. Eric?
Yeah, real quick. Am I still under the effect?
Yes. After you all slayed the sea serpent, you were all supposed to be snapped out of it because you did fulfill the help us command. But Brasha chose to see that killing a huge sea serpent didn't technically count. So yes, you... Oh, actually, hold up. Actually, no. You woke up, and you woke up with the spell had ran out, and you realized... Actually, you tell me. What do you realize when you woke up?
So I think he wakes up as if he's hungover.
Okay.
Like his head's just pounding, his vision's a little bit blurry, and he's just like, what the fuck is going on? Hence the immediate desire for coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And now that he's like, oh, we're going to... Because at first he was like, okay, let's go get fixing things. That's what we're doing here, right? Fixing... Wait, no, hold on. And then they start talking about meeting the Hive Mother?
Mm-hmm.
Hive Mother? Okay.
Hive Mother, yeah.
He's like, yes, let's meet this Hive Mother. Let's see what she's all about. And he
Queenie, the big hoorah, Hive
Big
Mother.
hoorah. The big cheese.
He does the little lapel flick on his clothing, and it dresses up into just the dumbest looking tuxedo. Like
her character art?
No. Like, this is a legitimate tuxedo with a top hat, long tails, on
Black?
the coat. Yeah, black. It actually has...
That's so millennial ago.
Yeah, it makes it look even dumber then, which is perfect. Yeah, it's like a black tuxedo shirt, too, with a white tie and a white one. And he goes, yeah, let's meet this Hive Mother.
Somebody turn him into a monkey so he can be a monkey.
Is that weep shit?
Monkey suit?
Yeah, that's what they
Okay,
call
I
them.
get it. Okay, no, you're right.
That's
I
an
have-
old term, man. I'm old.
Yeah, I know.
mean,
For the last like 6 hours, I've had weeb shit as like my go-to insult. So that's my bad. So yeah, that's what you look like.
God, you're such a weeb.
Right? That's what you look like. Very nice. You have that. What's the item that lets you do that?
It's my configurable clothing. Reconfigurable clothing, sorry.
That's it. Okay, so yeah, start heading off. Occam?
Occam is staying near the back of the group.
Okay.
And he wants to like kind of just be watching everything as they're passing.
Okay. So that's fine. And please, if you have like private thoughts or like things that they don't hear but Occam's thinking, please interject and make sure that's known, because I get where Occam is coming from with this, but I also want to remind you have the shard of Karina with you. So if there's anything Karina wise you want to do,
yeah, I'll use my neural link to my helmet to talk to
mm-hmm.
her.
Mm-hmm. And that's basically telepathy, right? There's
essentially, because we can communicate with. I can communicate with computers. She's in my helmet, which is what I'm linked to most of the time.
Okay, just wanted to make sure I paint the picture accurately.
Hey Karina, keep an eye on things we're passing. See if you notice any weird tunnels or exits. Any place where we could hide if we need to. You get hit by that spell too?
No, of course not. I'm an AI construct. I am immune to such things. No, these people seem to go to drastic measures for help, and they seem to be cut off. I'm very curious about these. I cross-referenced what knowledge was in my databanks, and I can't find this configuration of insectoid aliens anywhere in any of my archives. So I am as interested in what they are as you are interested in getting the hell out of here.
I find how cozy the people were originally here to help seem to be about essentially being stuck down here with no chance of escape.
It remains to be seen, Occam. They may just want to help as well. They're explorers, remember?
And that's all fine and good, but I don't trust it.
You don't trust anything, Occam.
That's not true.
It's basically true, Occam.
When your droid backsasses you.
Well, I've been listening back, and like Karina is supposed to be a distinct personality, and
yeah,
I want to make sure that I'm doing her justice as well.
Absolutely, it's funny. He's just probably taken a bit aback by that.
And also a little bit behind the curtain, when Occam was telling me about Karina, I was like, okay, what kind of personality? And I went back through the messages. So that is her. I'm not like being weird with it. Like, this is what he wanted, and this is what he's getting.
Fair.
So yeah, all of you go for.
You wanted a strong, independent woman.
And don't need no man or other
Well,
woman.
technically she does, because she's not. She's technically his class feature.
I don't have a class feature.
No,
oh wait, that's right. You're not a mechanic. Never mind. I keep thinking mechanic.
No. Technically, he's just something.
Yeah, she don't need no man.
Yeah, she don't need no man.
Yeah.
Which I think we can all aspire to. So Gustavo, the pair of not Formians head off. Give me just a general marching order. I know Occam and the other hobgoblins are kind of hanging back a few paces.
Well, I think
they're hobgoblins. I'm not a hobgoblin.
I'll actually take point. I don't mind, unless the captain wants to.
Brasha is definitely leading this.
Oh, you want to go first? Fine, I'm right behind him.
I do stand next to Brasha, and I kind of like whisper. Brasha, I say to you, in a lower voice, do not do anything foolish, please. We do have a lot of people to consider here.
I lean to him and in a perfectly normal voice say, first of all, they're telepathic, so whispering's not going to help much. Second of all, I have never done anything foolish in my life.
Sense motive.
Wait a minute. Yeah,
I don't know if I need to make this.
You don't.
Really? You never did anything for you, right? Sure.
That's a 22. And also, you don't understand telepathy that much, do you? You have to intend to say it. You're thinking of invasive reading minds.
I mean, are you certain that we're not constantly telepathically linked to them because of proximity?
I'm right behind you guys.
I doubt it.
I'm right behind you guys, and I'm actually gonna say, I'm like, I did wonder if we were talking, Lemon and I talked about our concerns with this, and now we're being, invited to see the Queen. I mean, that did cross my mind. Could she telepathically eavesdrop on us in all our conversation?
My guess would be yes.
I mean, maybe she was going to see us anyways, because we just got here, but I don't know. I mean, it's possible she can hear us. I mean, that she is somehow sort of telepathically linked to all of us, or just in general, because we got here. I mean, maybe we're being called forward because we just got here. Or maybe it has something to do with the conversation that Lemon and I had where we shared our concerns about this place. So, I mean, I hope I'm not being paranoid. That's why I had the conversation with Lemon last night, because I'm not sure if I'm being paranoid or if there's a reason for it.
I think having caution is fine, but you get too far into the paranoid side, you're going to end up like Akim. I say as I lower my voice for that part only.
I kind of giggle at that.
I just whisper into the armor radio.
Russia, you're an idiot.
Oh no, Akim's telepathic too.
You left your microphone, right? I do too. I can hear you both. Just kidding.
Are you guys in group chat? Group chat, or was that a private message, Akim? Actually, I think they'd still hear it because he doesn't. You haven't said.
Yeah,
I
was just mumbling into it while Brasha's being loud as fuck. So.
Oh, okay, cool. So all of this is happening while you walk. Akim, the hobgoblins are following a couple paces behind you, and you're all making your way. And the tunnels are kind of what they've been. It goes for several minutes. It's all kind of the same. People milling around. You see the Isoki and Fortinbras kind of go to an area where you saw the male Isoki before, but there's already a crew kind of chipping away at a tunnel, and they kind of get to work doing that. Kodai, the elderly Shirin, stayed behind, obviously, and this passes for several minutes as you go deeper into this cave system. Oh, and the human, the scruffy human, kind of follows you for a while, but then breaks off and goes to another area. And he hasn't said a whole lot. He's just kind of sullen. But I kind of dropped the ball on him. I went to my notes and I saw his name. His name is Ludo, and he just kind of shuffles off to another group separate from the others, but with more of the kind of worker. Not Formians, the really small, cute ones that I'll post pictures of in social media when it's time. But this goes for a while.
Where in the hell is she? I mean, we've been walking for a long time. You'd think she would have been part of the hive area.
You know how royalty gets. They're probably an ostentatiously long, fuck it, a really long way to make themselves look fancy. God, I need
So,
more coffee.
Are you okay, sir?
Come on, it's ostentatiously. God damn.
Thank you, Akim. Ostentatiously.
No,
long.
ostentatiously. And
Captain's
I'm not,
word. Captain's
that-
word.
and that is not, and truth be told, I'm not making
Gustavo!
fun of you. I'm not making fun of you.
Gustavo, how
not-
much longer until we meet?
Oh my
Mother?
God.
Hive mother.
It is a way further in. She's kind of set in. It'll all be clear when we get there. This is kind of the outskirts of the hive.
By your racist word. Okay. I mean, the further we have to go, the further we're going to be away from the machinery we need to work on, right?
No, she's actually nearer the.
Oh, well, then lead
Yes,
on.
yes. Basically, there's a nucleus, and this is where they've expanded.
Well, lead on then, I suppose.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so this kind of goes about the same. It branches off in places, but then eventually it descends down. It's more steep than it has been before. I don't really need an athletics check, but if you're being careful, you can make your way down, and eventually the dirt ground around you makes way to a very strong stony structure. And someone give me a physical science check as you're making your way there. And Akim, use Karina's bonus because she's kind of rolling for this as well, if she can, or have her aid you.
That is linked to her rig, so I don't think so.
Okay, that's fine. Does anyone have life science that they can roll this on?
Life
science?
or
I think for physical, you said.
Well,
Physical science. Sorry, I'm looking at the word live.
I got 20.
I drink
I
and
do not
I
have
hit
physical
things.
science.
That's what I do.
I like you.
I
Akim,
got a 20.
20.
I had a 13.
Oh wow. I think both Akim and Brasha may be a little more suited for this, being skullduggery and all that. It's real rocky. It almost kind of feels like it's an asteroid. Like Akim, you have and I don't know where your secret home base is now, but at one point it was definitely in something like this. It feels very similar to that. Okay.
I'm usually in an asteroid somewhere, so
Okay.
even if it's in the same place, it's just in a rock.
Fair enough. Okay, yeah. And this goes on for a little ways longer, but here the tunnels kind of look a little more uniform, a little more deliberate, less random branching around. And this goes on for several more minutes. Gustavo doesn't really say anything. He just kind of shuffling on. He's clearly made this path before. And as you go around, occasionally you'll see just a standing sentry. One of the medium-sized not Formians will be standing there with a barbed spear and a kind of a clunky contraption at their hip. And after a while longer, you probably walked a total of an hour and a half. Like, just kind of, there were winding tunnels, but now, it's, at tops an hour and a half. And you make your way to a bit of a cavernous area. And it kind of opens up. And there are signs of life. Crates here and there, bits of machinery kind of piled up. You see, you're walking along it, and you see that it's kind of picked apart. And Gustavo leads you to a hallway where there are more standing sentries sporadically, a little more prevalent. but eventually you get to the end of a hallway and you see a metal wall.
Yeah, Lemon will look at the others, kind of giving a raised eyebrow at the metal wall.
Gustavo takes a step aside and reveals the hole. There's a humanoid-sized hole in this wall here, and he outstretches an arm. I will remain behind. I have spoken with her much, but she said she wanted a private audience with you.
You're a good man, Gustavo, and I thank you for leading us. And also, with like 6 square feet of scrap metal, we could make a door for this place. But that may be part of the repairs, eh?
He smiles at you, big wolfy smile. Yes, perhaps. Please, follow through your first left, straight on through. Follow the light.
I guess we're heading in. I'm heading in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there like a little alcove or like place where I might be able to surreptitiously place a portal out here outside of the big clunky metal bit?
Not really, no. And there, and like in every like nook and cranny of this place is, there are at this point. So I'll set this area a little bit. It's less populated by the little workers and more populated by the medium-sized ones, and they're more or less standing like a sentry kind of position. But in where this entire way down here, once you got to this last bit, it was like every turn off had someone standing there, like definitely guarding you from going anywhere other than where you were being led. So I would say no, there isn't really a good spot for you to throw up a portal right here.
I'm still going in last.
Even behind the hobgoblins? Are you using hobgoblins as meat shields?
I'm not using hobgoblins as meat shields. I'm making sure I'm in the back.
Okay, that's fair. I just wanted to touch base on that. And so also, Karina, the entire way down, like I don't know. I don't think she has any extra senses that you don't have, but she has been clocking every turn, she's been making. Developing a little map, and it's kind of been filling it very much like a video game. I imagine you have a bit of a HUD inside your helmet, so it kind of fills in bits, and she kind of like puts a little marker, digital marker where people beings are, but not like any sort of like live tracking. She's just kind of making notes.
Yeah, there's just like there's a pair or a set of sensors on the front of it. Like, because essentially it's what do you call it, a data pad, but in helmet form. So it's got a camera, it's got a microphone, and all that stuff. So it's just that it's not got any special sensors or anything, just normal sensors. Okay. And one last thing I will do, as you're making your way down here, while you were sleeping, she kind of did this computer work, I guess. And she's just kind of like cycling through all the known variations of insectoid alien species. And you see like, these are similar, but not exactly like anything in whatever personal infosphere, personal data she has access to this deep into this planet, I'd probably ask her at some point if they're like, without much hope, if she's able to contact the ship.
Unfortunately, no, Akim. We went down pretty far, especially when we were underwater, and looking at this asteroid, I feel like it may block certain signals as well. I'm very curious to see this weapon controlling device.
But I figured I'd ask.
Yes, here if you need me. And you push forward. Seems like it's Brasha and Lemon, followed by Tally.
Yep.
I think Koof, then Sig, then Akim.
Sounds good to me, man.
Right on. So you take steps in, Brasha. You have dark vision. Everyone has some form of ability to see. Akim's your data pad actually is flashlight.
Yeah, apparently so does my armor. So
yeah, my bad. I'm still learning the system 3 years later, 4 years later. Christ. Okay, so yeah, you step in, Brasha, and this area looks it's worked metal. This is a hallway. This is a metal deck. This is there isn't any power. You don't see any electrical lights. You do see a bit of a light in the distance a bit, but this looks very much like the inside of any sort of metal building. It's not really cramped quarters. You're able to stretch out a little more. Some of the tunnels kind of got a little narrow in parts. A little shaving here and there of the tunnels could do, but here you're able to stretch out a little more. It's a little more roomy. Take your first left. The light gets a little brighter, and it seems to be torchlight. Continuing in, you follow this hallway through 2 sets of doors that are wide open, and inside, I need to look at my notes for the first time in a while. In this large chamber, a much larger version of this insectoid species sits in the middle. You see this being has a number of extra legs, a much larger abdomen, sitting on an ornate hovering dais. And in your heads, you hear in a soft voice, "Greetings, travelers. Welcome to my throne room."
Do we talk or do we think?
You can speak. You can speak or respond in 10 words. It's.
Lemon will bow.
I literally no. I asked that out loud. I have no idea. Do we talk or do we think?
Speaking out loud is fine. My handle of your language is not the best. It's not too dissimilar, but I find I am more easily understood this way. Please, come in. I mean you no harm. And she puts her arms out, and you look. Give me a perception check looking in here.
Aye, aye, Capitan.
Nat 20.
Nice.
It's the only one probably gonna get it. What's the total? That is.
I got a 12.
That's a 20.
Okay.
Son of a bonus.
29?
25.
29.
Okay.
12.
So you... Yeah, I heard the 12. Yeah, I just didn't want to make fun of you for it. Yeah, you're good.
I will. Haha.
Yeah, 12. Let's start there. There are not tiki torches, but a similar size flame coming from them. Actually, it would probably be terrible if they
Nazis.
were. What? No, it's not Nazis. Where did tiki torch?
What?
Yeah.
How the hell did you go from not
Yeah,
tiki
let's
torches
derail-
but flames?
Derail
Nazis.
first. Oh, I remember.
I get
The white
yeah,
supremacist rally.
I get it. Yeah, it
God
was. They
damn
were
it.
using tiki torches at a white supremacist rally.
Sean, never change. Because where I went after I said like tiki torches, I was thinking like, oh no, 4 citronella torches surrounding this insectoid bug lady. This is the worst idea I've ever had. But I'm glad that we both went different places.
Oh my god! No, I like that one. I really like that one. That'd be weird, but I really like that.
It's not. They
The
it's
ant
just, I was
lady.
just
I can't stand the mosquitoes.
she's extremely quite almost racist.
Maybe it's not citronella. It actually keeps us away.
Maybe. So
It's cyanide.
it's okay. Okay. I'm glad that we had this diversion because I felt like I was being way too
Sorry.
serious. No, don't ever apologize for getting a laugh in the show. So there are 4 torches kind of equidistant around her. The smell is a bit incensey, but nothing like overpowering. You're looking around, and it's metal, but it's like ornate kind of embossed metal all around her, and it's a large dome structure as well, and all on the walls are kind of I say beautiful, but I mean they're just kind of ornate and artsy depictions along the walls. Think not ripping off Egypt, but definitely in that style of like decorated walls and such. You see that they're all bug people. For the higher up scores, you see that this goes all the way up, and it seems to be a bit of a historical record. Akim, your datapad can record things.
Oui.
So, bear that in mind. But she stands there.
And storage is cheap.
God, you're weird. Yes. There's these torches. You don't see any weapons of any kind. She isn't wielding any crazy scepter. She has a bit of a crown, but it doesn't look like entirely very embossed or anything like that. But she is definitely wearing a thing around the crown of her head.
Is it made from the skulls of her enemies?
No. It does not look like it's made of bone, unless she killed a robot and used the robot's skull to make it. No, this looks like a metal.
She just has the T-1000 on her head.
Well, now that's in my head. Yeah. But this is what you see, and she beckons you all to step in. Does anyone have initial reactions before I continue?
I would like to look at the entryway and see if there's any indication of like a big sliding door, laser fields,
okay,
like inactive or force fields or whatever.
I think you'd want to look more for like spears coming out of the walls. Remember, it appears that this group is slightly technologically disadvantaged.
Looking for, haha, now you're in here with me, haha. Like that. I'm looking for traps.
That's fair. So when you walked through there were two kind of distinct doorways, and each of them had what looked to be, it was definitely a sliding door, but they were open. Akim, I see that you are on roll 20, and it's not important that you all go there, but if you want to see actually, I can just screenshot.
Am I?
I'll screenshot it.
I am expressly not. I'm not.
Weird. It shows
I'm
Akim.
really not.
Maybe someone's stolen your identity, the fool.
No, it did that before. You messaged me at like 4 a.m. like, what are you doing on roll 20? I was like, I'm not.
Okay, so I guess I've revealed everything. And now you know the name of the alien species. I guess, I'll take this moment
I
to...
didn't bother looking.
It's not Normians or not Fomorians?
It's not. No,
Normians are just the tiny ones.
Okay.
Yep.
So... That's fine. So, because I drew attention to it, I'll peel back the layer a tiny bit. So when making these, I wanted to make something that wasn't exactly a Formian, but I liked the idea of an anthill. So I went a little further back in the taxonomy of ants, and I've named them Aculians. Because Formian is actually got some taxonomical root words there. And I just kind of, took it a step further up.
Would you say these are more like Uncleans rather than
Oh God.
Eric?
than Antians? Yes.
Never change.
You are so bad. Oh my God. You're
And
amazing.
I
but
call
you're
them
bad.
Aculians. So Aculean. Aculian, not Antculian. I'm not... Okay, I am that bad, but I didn't do it this time. I actually went to Latin for this.
I was gonna say an Uncle Hill versus an Anthill, but that are both bad images. So.
Oh, thanks for bringing those back.
You Romulan these guys.
I mean,
and go.
Riemann.
Yeah. Romulan.
Yeah, Romulans came first, Remans were second, but I know where your mind was going.
Well, no, because Romulans are literally just named after Romulus, after which Rome is named.
Yeah, and Remans are named after Remus, which was the brother of Romulus, which was the founder of Rome. Wow, this went a fucking...
Yeah. Romulus and Remus were brothers.
Hey, we smart-assed to each other, and we're both right.
Look at us, just mind jerking each other off.
Oh, God.
I made it bad, I'm sorry.
Just remember, why the hell did 2 alien species name themselves after, brothers from...
Because they also had brothers from
Earth.
fucking the Vast.
Again,
I love every part of this episode so far. We all have really hit our stride. And...
My God, what the hell's wrong?
Oh, okay, so back to whatever the fuck we're doing. Akim, as you made it, there were 2 distinct doorways. You saw that they were open. You saw the controls. You don't see any power running through here. Lemon, give me a detect magic.
That's actually a spell.
No, I'm asking.
You want me to just roll...
I'm asking if you want to.
Mysticism?
I'm asking.
Oh, okay. You want me to roll? No, I'm actually not. I would see that as... If it was me, I would see that as rude. So I'm not going to do something rude. I have no problem though with using a mysticism skill to see if I can notice anything that would be magical of nature.
Yeah, that
I'm good with that.
Crown definitely looks magical to you.
Okay, yeah. I only rolled a 22 on that, so.
Okay, yeah. You see that it.
I will not be rude enough to cast detect magic at this time.
That's fair. No, and I appreciate you making that distinction. I did not want to see that from Sean. Whenever I see things from Sean, everything kind of goes through a different filter than if it was someone else.
Hey, it was the first Mulan gift. Damn it.
Oh my God.
Oh, Mulan, I got you. Fair. I don't like that that's the first one. The search engine optimization of that GIF has me uncomfortable. And listeners are just going to have to look themselves.
What the hell? That's all I'm saying. What the hell?
Yeah, that crown that you see is a magical item. And Mysticism 22, it is it's basically a telepathic amplifier.
Fair. Makes sense for Queen.
Mm-hmm.
I will bow and state, greetings, Your Majesty. I am Lemon. And then I will let the others introduce themselves in whatever foolish manner they plan to. See, he's laughing because he knows I'm right.
I'm laughing because
Brasha just does an even more ostentatious bow, sweeping the hat off of his head, flourishing.
Don't you mean Onstatagliarius?
Yeah, what's the fucking clown's name?
Oh my God.
Pennywise?
No, go see the...
Brasha. His name is Brasha.
Pagliacci. It was Pagliacci.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, Brasha sweeps his hat off of his head and bows deeply and says, I am Captain Brasha of the Bizarre Encounter. It is nice to meet you. And this is my crew, and I believe you have work for us?
Indeed I do. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. You there, miss, madam. What is your name?
Me?
That's Tally. She's a bit shy sometimes.
She's like, okay, she's kind of stuck in her own mind right now.
Okay. So, okay, let me get that from you. What is Tally thinking? Since you said that, I want to know what is going on inside that demonic brain of yours.
Demonic brain. Well, now, no.
You are literally a demon.
Tally's like, isn't it weird Brasha's never said a last name?
No, she's like, she's all right. So, I can't. I'm sorry, that fucking meme.
Yeah, I've had to look away several times. I go back because I hear people like, "Oh, is this important?" Nope. But no, Tally, you said you're in your head. What are you in your head about? Let's get that.
She's, in case you said, she is definitely nervous about this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she's anxious too, but she's going in her mind like, is this queen spying on them? Are they prisoners, or are they actually free to go whenever they want, or what?
Okay.
And I guess, she's kind of thinking about that, and it's a little consuming.
Okay, and it's manifesting in such a way like you're kind of
She's
hesitant to speak up.
No, she's like half paying attention.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, and maybe a bit of that. She knows I'm not good at speaking to royalty and such. So this is Barash's and Lemon's. It's their battleground as opposed to.
That's fair. Okay, so yeah, she inclines her. She's been like inclining her head toward each of you. Akim, do you want to give a?
Hi, as you said, I'm Tally. I'm sorry I did not answer. I didn't realize you'd be speaking to me first. I figured you would be speaking to them first.
I guess before I continue, I should say and offer my deepest of apologies. I know I've wronged you all with my tactics of bringing you here, so I'm trying to put forth a little more courtesy than I do my other subjects, so I'm sorry. I greatly need outside help, and when the chance came for a second group, I got a little hasty. And in your minds, like that kind of not stunted, but that's kind of scattered way of speaking in your mind. If you want to give me a sense motive, you can, but it's kind of like sounds in your head very much apologetic. She is trying to convey civility.
That would be a 16 in my part for sense motive.
Yep.
Sure, I'll make one. I'm suspicious of everything right now.
That's fair. No, she sounds sincere. She sounds like she's trying to be pleasant, and this isn't familiar to her, so it's coming off a bit not robotic, but a bit like it's difficult. It's definitely difficult for her to be speaking like this.
I rolled a 24, and so you say it seems almost out of place for her to be polite, per se?
To be conversational, I should say.
To be conversational.
Does a 28 get me more?
Yeah, does it seem like her apology seems sincere?
Definitely sincere for both of you. The 28 doesn't do anything much more, but like you don't sense any deception. She's you know what, I will say this for a 20, she definitely wants to make amends, and she understands that she was wrong. Like, it's not just like she's trying to be polite to get something out of you, but she also understands what she did was a violation. Whether that's a new revelation to her or something that she knew she crossed that line. But she is definitely sincere. She is definitely trying to put the best foot forward from this point. But you do know that she is definitely on the ball's in your court. So that goes.
I'm sorry I kidnapped you all, but I want to make it up to you. So whatever you want on me this go around. If you want to buy the lobster dinner, go for it. It's all good.
With a 2, let's see. You know that she is speaking in your mind and not your ear, and you know that she's not throwing her voice.
It's a sense motive.
I don't know. I'm just being dumb.
What's your intelligence score?
You shouted the number, so like I'm gonna give you a smart ass answer. With the 2, you think she has a gun to your face, I guess.
I mean, so nothing has changed.
Jesus. Yes. And she kind of turns her head to you, Occam, waiting for any sort of introduction. And the moment passes.
There are guards in here, aren't there?
Nope, no? There are no guards. There is no one else in here. As per the picture I showed you, you have, I mean, within 50 feet of you are standing guards, but you don't see hidden ninjas in the rafters. The dais isn't composed of 17 Normians all holding hands.
That'd be pretty cool, though.
Okay, but is the dais ex machina?
Sorry?
Is
Deus ex machina?
Yeah, but what are you using again? Okay. Okay. Ha 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 ha.
This is Akim Razur. He is a close personal friend and advisor on this trip, as well as Sig and Gabo are recent acquisitions.
At this, you see Koof's already not pleasant visage darken even further as you continue to belittle him. When he fought by your side...
I'm not belittling him. That's his name.
Acquisition?
Yeah.
That might be what he's taking offense at.
That's fair.
The Gabo part, sure, nothing
at
all.
Oh, Gabo, okay.
Yeah.
But
that's his name.
But Sig is more or less wringing his hands, just standing there, very out of his depth. She, the Hive Mother inclines her head a couple more times. As I said, I am deeply sorry for the hurt I've caused. But if you'll permit me, I would like to show you what I could not tell you from afar.
I'm a mumble into the radio. I was like,
I don't like this. I don't trust this. This does not sound good.
Does this sound like she is going to project an image into our heads or take us somewhere?
She's going to project an image, not in your head. But she's definitely going to show you something.
And pulls out a twin reel.
I will say, please lead the way.
We will not have to go far, though the journey will take us... Oh, man, I should have said far the first time. Whatever, fuck it. So above her in the dome, the symbols start to glow, and projecting from there in like a middle distance of the dome, you start to see a video unfold, and it's they've had a long time to do this, so the audio quality's fucking dope, and she's with your mysticism ability, you see that it's a form of token spell being kind of played with lights and mirrors and shit. The shit is me just hand waving some stuff, but between this dome, you see unfolding the story of a people long away, far away, living in peace in enormous mounds, basically anthills, living a peaceful life. Time passes, more anthills pop up on this world. This world is at peace of people that look like them. The video shifts, and Bushy narrates, long ago, oh Christ, I just can't stop ripping off Star Wars. A long ways away, very far away, they lived in peace on their home world. This home world thrived for generations upon generations. Great kingdoms and great wars were fought, and there was peace at times, and then there was tumult. And this kind of is played out with tiny clouds of these little aliens fighting, insects fighting each other, and it's like kind of a stylized thing. Think Tim Burton, but you don't hear Helena Bonham Carter or Johnny Depp anywhere. It's just visual. And this plays out, and she continues, for years, our seers detected a great cataclysm would befall us. So they sent exploratory groups, volunteers, and this shows them kind of rubber band flinging large hunks of metal into space. Far out we were sent to seed other areas in case what the seers saw came to pass. With speaking to Gustavo, we have learned that fear was founded in what you call the swarm. And then in like depictions of devouring insects, chewing up, kind of displaying what these visions were. We were one such pod cast out and planted ourselves here many, many, many years ago. I am but one hive mother of a long line of hive mothers. For centuries, we have kept hidden, and this planet proved to be particularly helpful. And it'll shift to like a stylized depiction of a machine and then clouds swirling around. This planetoid's storm structure, atmospheric weather systems hid us to where we feel we could prosper again here. But over the last decades, what should have lasted for much longer has started to show signs of decay. Seismic activity within the planet's crust has dislodged and damaged parts of our colony. What I need from all of you, if you would do me the honor, is help me restore to full power this device to protect us from this scourge. We know that your kind has faced this swarm, and we know that we would be quickly overtaken. Our shared biology with them leads us to believe we have ties to them, that we may be sought out. So we would like to remain isolated while we grow our numbers. And the entire time, this is just showing more stylized depictions of this planet, and then small anthills growing and growing as time goes by.
Please, let me ask. Your colony, do you desire only isolation, or do you desire growth amongst the stars?
We have been in isolation for so long, I don't believe it will ever be in my lifetime that it happens. But I would like to fulfill the promise of the sacrifice all of my forebears fought and hid for and died for, to one day, perhaps in the future, far in the future if possible, we could grow to be something more than insects hiding under a rock. But if we are to make those steps, we will need assistance to preserve ourselves so we can expand out slowly. So to answer your question, isolation for the foreseeable future, but one day perhaps we could break ground once again.
We can attempt to assist you, and I look at the party at that. But if you have desire, we can also attempt to assist you in growth here and beyond. We come from a place where many species live and thrive. We have fought the swarm, and we have members that claim they came from the swarm. I believe you actually have one of their species here.
Yes, the
with you.
Shiren Kodai. He has been a most interesting partner.
You need not live in isolation and fear. You can become greater than you are currently, but that's only if you desire. No one would force you. This planet has a lot of potential, and I would hate to see it be wasted as you simply hide underneath it.
Does anyone else want to say anything?
This is good.
Reactions otherwise? Thank you.
So, basically, Tally is just standing there listening, kind of interested in all this. But I mean, we did already know a bit about this from talking to other people who were here, that they were hiding from the swarm. Although she's thinking, gee, maybe, I guess if the Shirin were part of the swarm and they're now independent, why don't she's thinking this. So maybe the Hive Mother can pick up on it. But if the Shirin found a way to break away, why couldn't they team up and get the hell out of this?
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good thought. Yeah.
And so she will think that. I don't know if the Hive Mother is picking up or paying
none of
much
you
attention.
other than speech, you have not had any brushes against your mind of any sort of mental influence whatsoever.
Okay.
And a standard, common sense check would be like, she knows she fucked up with the whole invading of free will, and by not, and I guess give me an intelligence check, all of you. This is kind of something. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I should just give this to you or not, but
well, I'll make one. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed.
9.
Nat 20 on mine.
Actually, I'm not terrible. 13.
Okay.
Oh,
that becomes a 21 for me.
I'd look at 9.
Okay. You and Akam are the same intelligence. No, you're not. There's kind of bonuses to this. You know that she is a queen. She is a queen of an insectoid race, of a long line of insectoid races who were rigidly controlled by a queen's, this society's desire to stay hidden, stay true to their cause, don't, step out of line. So having beings of free will show up is the urge to just like, oh no, do what I say because I'm the queen, because me and countless scores of people like me have done it this way forever. But like, you're all an anomaly. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. No, that does. But I mean, I'm gonna wait. Basically, I'm gonna hold my tongue until Lemon is done.
Sure.
But till the civil people who said are good at speaking, I'll hold my tongue until then.
Fair enough.
I have completed what I was saying, so please feel free for others to.
I would let Brasha go first. If Brasha had anything else to say.
Yeah, Brasha has kind of had like one hand over his mouth, kind of scratching his chin with it, and just kind of contemplative the whole time. And once Lemon finishes, he kind of like nods at Lemon like, yeah, I was kind of on the same thought process. Your Majesty, if I may, I don't believe it is against any of our wills to have you become assimilated by the swarm. I think we would all prefer you to be maybe not individualistic, but the way that you are doing it now, your people seem happy. And you seem to understand that so long as you are not forcibly encroaching your will upon others, there is no harm, no foul, as they say. Perhaps you and the... 1 second, sorry. Perhaps you and the Kerensky Watanabe Corps could help further settle your planet overall, strengthen its defenses against invasions from the swarm, and start up a communications relay between this planet and those of the Pact Worlds and the Viscarium, thus further ensuring your safety against the swarm's invasions.
That's good. Much of what you have said was echoed by Gustavo. He holds the Kerensky and Watanabe Corporation in high esteem, and from what I've heard, I am interested, but I can't make any hasty choices. I come from a long line of people following one idea. It will take some consideration before I can declare anything. Akam, do you want to react in any way?
He's specifically going to kind of stay quiet and wait until everyone is not in front of the queen to talk about what he thinks.
That's fair. Is there anything you want to whisper to Karina?
No, nothing in particular for Karina.
Okay.
I don't think there's much she can do in this situation.
Okay, no, I'll just give you a chance to chat with her a little more. That's fine. So, Lemon and... I almost called you Civ. Lemon and Brasha, please give me diplomacy checks.
Of course.
If you want to do diplomacy. Like, if you want to, But I feel like what you said kind of warrants it. Take it or leave it if you want. I am ready.
So, you ready for my results? The result is
I had
a 30
bit of a low roll, so only
Shut
a 24.
Up. Yeah, fuck you. Okay.
20. Was that 24?
Yeah.
That's okay. That's a low. That's a low roll.
Silver tongue high
that's a low roll.
five.
Yeah.
It was an 11. Not crazy. Low,
Okay.
but
Okay.
yeah.
We are the talkie crew, not the.
Yeah.
And
So,
then the other two
yeah,
are
I
the
kind
fighties.
think I would close off with saying, Your Majesty, I'm sure you are familiar with at least the idea of many hands make lighter work. Keep in mind that with further educated individuals, many minds can make an easier decision. And he just he gives his most endearing smile towards her.
Okay.
I just want to point out at a game, Congress has proven otherwise. So.
No, I said educated minds.
Oh.
Ah! Okay, so I'm gonna step up quick at the end of this conversation since they have said their piece, and I will toss it out there. I'll be, have you thought about? You have a Sheeran here. They were ex-Swarm, right? So why don't you team up with them? And I do have one other question. If you are so concerned about getting this device back in order, why are people doing other jobs? Why isn't it just the focus on that?
Brasha just whispers over to Telly, the same reason I don't trust you to make things on my workbench.
If you tell me what to do, I'm actually pretty handy. But I do look up at the queen. For both.
So the queen, and her tone shifts a little bit. It's gotten a little lighter, and she says, well, I still have a colony to run. There still must be work to be done. The seismic activity has damaged so much of the work going on that they can do is better spent with structural improvements. And as far as the Sheeran fellow, and you hear, I don't know how you hear a bit of a smirk in her voice. The Sheeran and I have already bonded. We have already made decisions.
That's not what I meant. That is a rather small scale. I meant on a much larger scale with their people.
Lemon will look at Tally and say,
I know.
They've only met one Sheeran and they don't have a means of travel. There is no way for them to
maybe we
get
can
with
help
anybody,
with that.
with any other Sheerans.
That's why I'm throwing it out there.
That will be the decision.
But I'm throwing it out there so
comes.
they can think about it. But I still think that you should have everybody working on that device so they can go home, get it done, and go home to their families. I don't look happy.
Yep. I hear your tension, and I accept that. Let us get a handle on what needs to be done, and you can see for yourself how truly close we are to being able to let everyone return home.
Very well then. Let us see what needs to be done. Brasha flicks his lapels, switches back into his engineering outfit, cracks his knuckles, and says, lead on.
Okay, and we will lead on next week. Same Hex time, same Hex channel, Hex Grid Heroes. Wow, things are getting revealed. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Hex Grid Heroes. Next week we will be continuing the journey, but before I let you go, I want to once again shout out the Cosmopunks podcast, a UK-based Starfinder homebrew actual play podcast, who I just adore.
Aye, did you know you can upgrade the reactor on our ship to a toroidal Series 3 turbofan model?
No.
I mean, it's only slightly exploded, look.
No. Ladies, we've got a job.
Oh, thank God. I don't care what it is. Just please stop vetoing my engines.
It's some kind of advertising job for our Cosmopunk show, it looks like. But it's got to be quick. It can't be anything longer than 50 seconds.
Flyboy, set a timer for 50 seconds.
No, we've already started. The timer's going to mean a damn thing.
Oh, it'll give us a rough idea.
Hang on, I didn't agree to be in an advert. Well, it's too late. You're already in it. Besides, it'll be over by the time you get your fat coyote butt out the room.
Hey, you're fatter than I am.
Oh, stop arguing, you lot. I'll do it. Cosmopunk is a Starfinder actual play podcast focusing on character-driven storytelling. We're 4 friends from the UK and occasionally more than 4 friends from not the UK. We play homebrewed stories for the crew of the Leica 7 set in Paizo's Starfinder universe. Follow the adventures of 4 alien mercs as we get into trouble and the far side of space. You can subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, and check us out at cosmopunk.net.
Wow, that was actually really good.